Ana Abrofo Enyamana Sebio Yevia if we are Santimentum and they Omakasa Aja Tumse said Iba you never chair for a fay and any and Yemai ever chair of him so. Professor Apeni Ekaho and Yemai Yashia the Abib our Ghana Erica Jones, Sylvia Foni, Rachel Reno. They were all parts in negotiating for these artifacts to be with us here. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Otumfuo Otumfuo Abibio. Vice President Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Right Honorable Abambabin, Otuo Wadi Omayi Suda, Bahama, Wadi President Eda. Museum, a free University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, free a brother, symposium, our tech, book launch, symposium, Asante now we have a cassette. Asante, any rolling courier, the Kaiser, Roni, Abraham, Anonia Pine, Uriah Kumasi, Ma, the Nema, Asumia, free, Otumfuo, a third group, Yodikai, and Pelso, opposite a coyer, or ship Kumasi, Grabo, Otuo Mano, Adeja, or Kaiser, Asante, young story. And so, your man, come on, your story, a sign, a country, a side your man is the home. To say, Asante, a professor, resident, yet to me, I will do you say, you have begun to so far, to me one day, now Pajamo, okay, I'm a good year. If you say, Nema, a buyer, at the Padia Coyan, you are banning here, you are Nessa. Kaka. You see, Otumfuo, you know, be there. What you must have said, you couldn't, a Japadia, to Coyan, a Kambia, a Pepper, a Betiga, and a Pata. And yet, and then, the cash and the money will come from another for there. Otumfuo, a corn, a child saying, You be home and Central. The way in my voice, I'm Otumfuo. If you have a man and say be free, follow young. One of the Nana Kakari, Restitution. Abba, Otumfuo, Adjacent said, Odorama, what do you need? Asante amount. To me, dear, or Tinny Chroma, what we have become Chrome. Not so Otumfuo, or they are not there. And then, Casapa, and Yaganka, and then, not a idea. A set, you know, now, your friend, I'm saying no about. Mama be said to me. The rest of Otumfuo said, some is still we are, Odorama. Then come court, you come home, no more said. So you feel how you know I came for. It's me, yes, and I will just say, yeah. And then not that it will be straight, it will become.
Kasky, a professor at the University of Birmingham, said that Sagrati War was an unprovoked war against the Ashantis, blended with selfish interests. And today we are commemorating the 150 years of the Sagrati War.
We stand here on history's crossroad. 150 years ago, to this day, the British military forces invaded Kumasi and almost destroyed the city. To further cause instability, they plotted a matricide, the murder of the heir apparent to the Asante Kofi Kakari. That is very much. It took many treasures to the United Kingdom and sold them on the open market. And so individuals and organizations such as the British Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum acquired some. With time, some of the objects got to the Americas, to as far as West Coast in California, and to the University of California in Los Angeles. For over a century, three of your predecessors called for the return of these objects. When he returned from exile in 1924, Prempeh I did so. His nephew, Prempeh II, in 1946, met with the leadership through the keeper of ethnography at the British Museum on these. A decision was even made that a £20,000 museum will be established. It was never done. Your brother Opukuwari II continued, and there was the famous exhibition, The Kingdom of Gold, in London and New York, of which the Yawamini and now Siribeo was very instrumental. Last year, you met the leadership of the British Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum to reopen negotiations. You asked the British historian and expert on Asante, Malcolm MacLeod, and I to serve as technical advisors. The trustees of these British museums made the historic announcement, and the world got to know of it. It is all about your evolving new cultural cooperation, as you made it clear at the historic May 2023 meeting in London. It was in the course of the negotiation that you said we should work and coordinate the restitution of objects that the Fowler Museum wants to bring back. Since Ceremonial Peace were part of the 1844 looted objects, we worked with the museum's leadership and the advisor, Kwesi Ampene, who is a professor of ethnology at the University of Texas in the US. The leadership visited you in Kumasi and worked with the team. The ultimate effort is what we have today. For those who get confused, what we have today were part of the original looting of 18. Otumfuo. Then these are then the elderly objects of your forebears, snuffers of the civilization they shared with the world. They are tired objects, but they are also objects of misfortune. When they are home with you, they go back far before Asante or say Otuo, passing through Asante. As you told me recently, this same year also marks the death in Kumasi 200 years ago of your great ancestor, Asante, who died in January 1824. The same year and the same month as his great English friend T. Bordich. As you reign into the second quarter of the 21st century, may your time increase among us, and may he also be well with you. At this point, I will ask Asante to introduce the leadership of the Fowler Museum and for his director to give some comments.
Gracias, Bible. Libra, Champion, Witty, Amato, Otumfuo, Otumfuo, Ababiu, said, Medina, or the shares and Arrow, I want to necessary, or the Pong, a pen, or the Pong, and I may introduce you in the Phono Fowler Museum, University of California, Los Angeles. You did not make the leadership, Libra, Madaro, Dr. Sylvia Forney, director of the Fowler Museum, Patron. You know, money, if you said, you read our Roma, or what the idea of the Abba, you're back, Afribo, you're coming, you you give you Dr. Eric Jones, Oye, Director, African Curator, African Arts, and will Fowler Museum. You give you Dr. Rachel Reno, or no sooner, collections in the Fowler Museum, Professor. What I will not say, now, we are director also will be the
Your Majesty, Otumfuo, it is with great emotion that I stand here today to present to Your Majesty 7 historical artworks, some of which were looted from the palace in 1874, and others that were part of the indemnity that the Asante were forced to pay to the British at the end of the Sovereignty War. The history of these objects has become evident to us through research that Dr. Erica Jones, here with me today, recently conducted on the collection that the Fowler Museum received from Sir Henry Wellcome 60 years ago. Once this information was clear, we knew that these objects needed to come back to Your Majesty and to the Asante people. This journey for us started over 2 years ago, and it would not have been possible without the fundamental contribution of Professor Kwesi Ampene from Tufts University, who guided us at every step and helped us bring this to your attention so that we could plan the proper way to return these works. I want to also acknowledge my colleague, Dr. Rachel, for navigating the complicated shipping logistics at exceptional speed. We're also grateful to Mr. Ira Ajalandwa for assisting with government diplomacy and quite literally clearing the road for us so that we could bring these pieces safely to Your Majesty on this day. These works are now here and forever returned to the Asante people. These pieces have had a long and troubled history, and they're witnesses to tragic moments in the history of the Asante Kingdom. They are also a testament of the long tradition of beauty, artistry, and craftsmanship that have made Asante art famous throughout the world. Years to come. Thank you.
UTV. Elder Isaac Owaha, the CEO of Rocky Park.
Yeah. Elder Isaac. And it is said your Kwame Echremono, and Yamano, and Yachre, Nanano, and you know where here, and Penesia did you what dance any tea, more and the import and strobo, and some opinion, but you Dr. Alaj Mahmoud, Donia, with the Cherno, and then and Penifo, so at the what dance, and it's a Yamano, and now it was Robo. What's here, or more, and Yamana, every museum, what would you say, I show if we say no more, they come one more, and name or do one commander Roma. Yes, sir, I can't yet. It's for me.
Obuswa Etijum, Dr. Kweku Otin, of His Majesty, the chiefs and people of Asante, is with the pride that I welcome Honorable Ayu Afriye, the Honorable MP of Efijasi. And again, I want
and I feel Eric Nana Ajimai. Or no any attribution more both for penny question for down. Some make us
say no instrument here, your friend is simply one.
and my idea to them.
It's also for me. And the one who can't for the Still in a seat, the Vice President of the Republic, the MPP presidential candidates,
as we commemorate the 150th anniversary of the end of the Siribeo War, the war between the United Kingdom and the Asante people. Whenever I think about the long, deep and complex relationship that exists between the kingdoms of the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ghana, it brings to my mind the Adinka symbol of Sankofa, which teaches us the importance of learning from the past. And as we do so, we must acknowledge the wrongs of the past. So today, with the deepest sense of gratitude for the warmth of the relationship that exists between our countries today, gratitude for the fantastic collaboration that shows itself in so many different ways. And today we celebrate the collaboration between the V&A Museum, the British Museum, the University of California in Los Angeles, and Windsor Palace, which results in the return of these very precious artefacts to their home, to the Asante Kingdom, to the Republic of Ghana. It's a long and deep collaboration that involves training, capability building, and it will continue well into the future. I'm grateful also for the wider relationship that exists between the United Kingdom and Ghana. It's a relationship that is as broad as it is deep, stemming from our shared respect for human rights and our commitment to the future. It's a forward-looking partnership, but we can't look to the future unless we understand the past. So I say thank you, Medase, for the honour of being part of this ceremony here today, and I give thanks and look forward with optimism to the strong, warm partnership that will strengthen as we move ahead together. Thank you.
Here I say Asante, the name of freedom by and the Better Museum. I say, wokɔ mi zɔn hɔ a wobɛhu nneɛma a ɔbaa yɛ yi.
Thank you.